Jesu Domine.
Dona Ida's Requiem.
I knew it's pizza. We've sold out.
Ritz.
We've sold
They're
out. Now there's product
buttery.
placement.
Eat them with cheese. Or don't. They're good.
We're not being paid to promote this. Welcome back, everyone, to Owl Stretching Time. And today we get to watch Ida's Requiem. So last time we got a big revelation in terms of the Golden Guard. We actually got to see his face, we learned his name, we kind of learned his backstory, and we found out the whole thing behind choosing talismans, or creating talismans. So we have all that going on, in addition to the plot line with Luz trying to find her way home. Today, however, I think is going to probably be a character piece, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, from the sound of things, we're meeting one of the coven heads, and she is the one that was in the high school picture, the Hexside pictures with Ida and Lilith from their younger days.
Yeah, I remember the roundtable talking about this, and we saw briefly a picture of the Coven head leader at the beginning of the last episode with the others. From what it seemed like, they didn't look like they were happy to be there, so I'm hoping maybe that this Coven leader, because of their former friendship with Ida, will probably be more sympathetic to her and probably have more of an inclination to not go along with the Emperor's plan, assuming they know what that is. Because we don't know if, like, the Coven leaders know exactly what the whole plan is. Like, we know it's called, like, the Day of Unity or whatever, and it's assumed that the human and Boiling Isles world will sort of mesh, like, sort of like what happened in Star vs. the Forces of Evil. But I don't know if they know, like, the deeper significance behind it or not. But I guess this is where we'll probably find out. We'll probably get filled in about a lot of the details as to what exactly the Emperor intends to do and how he intends to do it. Any predictions before we head in? Anything you think we might see?
I'm looking forward to flashbacks of younger Ida.
Oh, I guarantee you we're going to have that. I'm guessing they were one of two things. They were either partners in crime, or the Coven leader was the friend that is desperately telling the other friend, please don't do this stupid shit, and they do the stupid shit anyway. I'm just guessing based on, like, pictures I've seen of the person. I've seen some people even, like, think that she might have been, like, a former love interest, too.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, so who knows? I guess we'll see. So let's get started, and let's start this Requiem. Play.
This needs a new coat. King needs to be...
Burn old dress.
Itchy boy.
Missing anything? Oh, you've changed, old lady.
Aww. Let's take a selfie.
And
9
and 10. And 10,000. We're done training. I'm gonna
Show
open
off.
that closet, that's for sure. Then I'm gonna ugly cry. Hard.
Have you told Rita about your decision to leave?
Oof.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not sure how she'll react.
Mm.
Everyone's leaving, huh? Well, nothing like a good distraction.
Well, my guitar gently weeps.
Has my magic returned?
Huh. Guess not.
Oh, guess not. Stupid
Is that a crock?
I guess maybe the guitar might be a conduit.
Possible. Ooh. That's not good. I imagine Ida would have been in a band. She seems like the type.
I'm kind of thinking now of, when Zuko joined the Avatar gang, and, like, he couldn't quite perform the same firebending because he kind of lost his drive for it, and then he had to find a new, method. So I'm wondering if this is kind of in the same vein.
That would make sense. Be a way of her, like, rediscovering her inner passion. Besides stealing shit. Whee! How to Train Your Dragon what?
How to Train Your
We're
Talisman.
live at the Emperor's Castle.
I am honored to work with Emperor Belos in preparation for the Day of Unity. Unily. Oh no, this is going all wrong. Get me out of here!
Just cut the feed.
Nah.
How are you supposed to be head bard with stage fright?
Hey, Ida, got another backpack I can borrow? This one got a little thrown at me.
Ew.
Did you give up on returning to the human realm? I suppose you can stay here a little longer.
Oh no, I'm still going home, but I keep running into some setbacks. You want a carrot? Does baby like carrots? can go. It's okay. See? You're safe here.
Hooty!
Hooty, the guardian owl of Cahoot, has protected you once more!
Oh my god.
I was able to get the mouse back safely, but he needs to recover.
In the meantime, this weekend is the
Hooty.
Grand Prix.
Hexi, Glandis, and St.Epidurmis students race to win glory, honor, and
Fame! Winners also get an interview with the Boiling Isles News. Do you realize what this means?
This is a Triwizard
You're gonna enter the
tournament.
competition and get King on camera to send a message to his dad.
So you've got Glandis and St. Epidermis.
Great.
You know every region has
Something
to have a
I'd like
Catholic
to talk to
school.
you about first.
Isn't Epidermis
It's time
skin?
for me to
Yeah.
leave the talking for later.
Did you see its fanny pack? It had like the same print as Rocco from Modern Life.
Don't let them say it. Finally,
Apple
getting
blood.
used to having people in the house, then whoosh,
The drinker's
runs straight
choice.
out from underneath me.
It's like every time you come in here, I think maybe she'll pay her tab this time.
Don't fret, citizens! We are helping this wild witch find her place in society.
No,
Sure.
I don't want to join a coven. Throw it on my tab, Kevin. Let
Again.
her go.
No coven wants a powerless witch.
Oh,
Ooh.
crap for powerless.
The power of the bard.
Look at the Emperor's lackeys. Trying to, do I really have to say this?
We all agreed on the script.
Trying to mute the music of our hearts? Oh. By forcing witches into covens against their will.
Blasphemy!
Blaspheme you!
Ha!
You're natural. That's right, Bonesboro. They take your magic. They restrict your knowledge. They say they do it in the name of unity. You know what we say to that, folks? Shove off!
This is why you don't fuck with bards. They're more powerful than you realize.
Who are you heroes?
We are the bards against the throne, aka
Surrounded.
Feels like V for Vendetta almost. They're gone.
Word of advice, next time you put on a performance like that, make sure you have an exit strategy.
Thank you. How can we ever repay you?
Well, you could let me join your little team. Hey, I may not have magic, but I am an agent of chaos.
sorry, we're
Okay.
not accepting new members.
Is that any way to treat an old friend? Rain whispers?
I think one of them might have been from the Conformatorium.
Is that the one that like wrote fan fiction
I
about
think
food?
so.
It's interesting. They're both the leader of a coven, but also the leader of a rebellion. Or at least we know that they're definitely against the Emperor.
Is she gonna join our group?
She doesn't seem like a good fit to me.
Actually, she's the one that inspired me to make the group.
Huh?
It was a while ago. Who cares about a stupid performance? This is more fun.
Whatever you say.
See, you'd be a mess without me.
Aww.
I carefully moved up the ranks, and I found people who wanted to change things, like me. And that's when we formed the Bards Against the Throne, aka
The Bats!
I am the knight.
I still haven't been able to talk to Ida.
Don't worry, she's just been busy this week.
You've always got Uncle Hooty's shoulder to lean on.
You don't have any shoulders.
Okay, well, maybe at the Grand Prix?
I'll be there, I promise.
Stay away from me.
Well, there you have it.
I don't have love anymore. Love me.
Granny in the city.
Emperor Bellows wants every wild witch in a coven before the Day of Unity.
He's trying to steal as much magic as possible. We don't know why.
Right now, we're just focused on helping those he's captured.
Don't worry, kids. Mama's got a plan.
You're not our mom.
Pied Piper.
Everyone calls for help. Derwin and Katya will distract the second team by Skinford
That'll
Adams.
be soon.
That we can do.
As long as I don't have to make any more speeches.
And if everything goes well, I'll be guiding the escapees outside Bonesboro.
Aw.
Ugh, I can't believe it's already morning. Oh, you've gotten so strong. It's incredible. But how'd you become head bard with your stage fright?
Good question.
It's that good. You remember the curse. It messes with my magic.
How'd you become the owl lady with your stage fright?
All right. You asked for this.
Huh. It was like her music causes death.
Rain's Rhapsody. More like Edith's Requiem, right? Now,
Roll credits.
Playing to the professionals. Call if you need me.
Bye, Mama Ida!
Aw.
So I guess she still has the magic, it's just tainted.
Contestants will fly down the right arm to the Cubital Valley. They use speed, cunning, and magic to race
Is
to
that
the
arm
checkpoint
separate from
and
the rest of the mainland?
finish line. Winners get their names etched on the cup of ephemeral glory.
Ugh.
Your victory is fleeting.
Oh,
And
God.
an on-camera interview. On your marks, get set.
Meh. Meh.
We got a tip about another raid. Something isn't right.
Uh-oh.
It's a trap!
That feels better.
Ooh, wow, he can actually turn into an abomination. I guess it's the ultimate
Looks
level.
like we missed a few.
It's Head Witches Everwolf and Darius.
Hey, the
So
beast
that
coming at him.
means-
We fell for their trap.
Right back to
Well, fuck. There goes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. Or on wings. That's cheating! Ooh. Wow, I can teleport with this abomination magic.
Not again!
Put your mask back on.
I know you can hear me! Emma, help me out here.
Sight beyond sight. Eye of Thundora.
Undercats. Oh!
Going in there. No! You'll regret that much.
God, that's so gross.
I am glad I remembered how to do that. Ugh, gross.
You say your curse messes with magic. I think I can make that work in our favor.
Uh-huh.
Looks like our traitor is a clever little songbird.
Oof. Destroyed her boots.
more playing around!
Oh, shit.
Oof.
Holy hell. Some giant rat maggot. I'm kind of worried, though. Isn't that giving themselves away?
Depends how this plays out.
Aw, they're making sweet music together. Death! Oh, God.
That's what I meant. It's like, will these two be alive by the end of it?
Either that or she's barely depowered.
Ooh!
We may not make it out ourselves.
But it'll stop the Emperor, right? Then we play on.
Oof.
Ida, do you have kids?
Meh!
They're not mine. Mine. They both have real families to return to.
There's the people who need you.
But a great witch once told me something about punching bears in the face. What I'm trying to say is, don't give up so easily. They probably need you more than you realize.
Oh, shit.
You songbird.
Rain, don't.
Go. You know I can't stand an audience.
Rain whispers. You'll regret what you did to my cloak. And your treachery, whatever.
Meh.
Loose of Hexa and Ooga.
How long is this race?
It is a rather lot of ground to cover.
Loose over Ooga.
Nice photo.
For fifth place. And
Meh.
let's give a hearty applause to our actual winners.
Oh, well.
What happened?
We were winning for a while, but...
Loose.
King, try to hold it in. I
Ugh.
can't. And then we crashed.
This isn't over.
Meh.
Ida, who's even gonna watch this? No one watches Crystal Balls anymore. It's all about streaming.
All right.
True.
I like cheesy foods and conquering kingdoms, though I haven't conquered any of my own yet. Also,
Huh.
I found this symbol in the tower I hatched in. Maybe you can teach me to read it?
Oh shit.
I live with my favorite human and a cranky old witch. Hey, cranky or not, she's the one who raised me, which is why I am legally changing my name to King Clawthorn. Surprise, Ida! Now we're connected for life, and there's nothing you can do about it.
What you wanted to tell me this whole time?
If you sign here, it'll be official. Are you okay?
My heart!
Keep doing that.
Would you shut that off? We're supposed to be tormenting Rain.
Run, Rain. Shit!
Leaving so soon?
I told you we didn't need help, so get that ugly thing out of my face. And tell Alador he's a hack while you're at it.
Emperor Bellis was rather upset to learn that you had a hand in the recent raid incidents. It'd be too much of a hassle to find a replacement. The Emperor needs you alive and well for the Day of Unity. But until then, night-night.
Oh shit. Poor Rain. Ooh, such whiplash. It's like, oh, I'm happy. Oh, I'm sad. Oh god, I'm scared.
Well.
Shit, so much to unpack in
Yes.
this. Oh my god, where do we even start?
Edith's past, the Coven, the Day of Unity coming up, the
King's dad.
King's dad.
Rain being taken.
Yeah.
And Edith's new power. Like, holy shit, there's like so much that happened in this. And it was interwoven rather well. It's just, I have so much to talk about. And, God, I gotta organize my thoughts. Well, I guess we'll start with King first, just because it's, like, the most direct of what happens. I kind of figured at first that, yeah, it would make sense he'd want to leave Ida to be with his dad, because he wants to make up for lost time. I figured, even if it wasn't permanent, he'd still want to leave even for a little bit, just to, like, learn more about his heritage and everything. I wasn't expecting him to actually legally change his last name to Clawthorn. Like, that was adorable. I love it. It's like, oh, my heart. I'm surprised they allow that, given, you know, she's a criminal and everything. I don't know. I've dealt with, like, the whole name change thing. And I think as long as you don't take the name of a celebrity or anything that's offensive, usually it's fine. Then again, I don't know how this world's rules work. But it's still so sweet, though. She was like a blubbering mess. That just made it even better. And yeah, surprisingly, his dad actually saw him.
Assuming that was his father.
True.
Yeah.
He looked rather small. Like,
he looked like, from Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Oh, the goat guy?
The goat guy, yeah.
Yeah. I can kind of see that, yeah. I'm wondering if maybe he can grow his form, because I expected him to be a lot bigger, given how he was able to take on a friggin' Titan. So I'm guessing maybe that's one of his powers.
Or like he lost his powers protecting King and had to take a lesser form.
Yeah. And I'm no cosmic power.
Space.
I'm assuming we're probably going to address that real soon. Because I imagine, you know, now that he's seen King, he knows that he's alive, he's probably going to seek him out. But it leaves a lot of questions like, you know, where's he been all this time? He seems to be in good shape, and he's just wandering. He's never tried to, like, seek out King. I'm sure we'll get more of the story, obviously, but in the meantime, we get our first look at King's dad, and we see that King is most likely going to be staying with Ida permanently. So technically, he is sort of legally her son now.
Yeah.
Like, aww. That was so cute. And I guess we'll move on to Ida. So I imagine she's probably getting to that point where she is, like, starting to feel the impending loneliness before she knew about King. And, you know, obviously she knows Luz is going to leave. I guess it's at that point it's striking her just how alone she is. I mean, granted, she's, like, reconnected with her family, which is a good thing.
Yeah. At
the same time, though, she's developed such a bond with those two. It probably does feel like she's losing her kids.
Yeah.
She's come a long way, though. She's, like, this whole rebellious criminal and everything, did whatever she wanted, and didn't really care if what they did one way or another, but now she's getting to a point where she almost can't live without them. And it kind of makes me wonder, you know, what's going to happen when Luz actually does leave. I'm hoping they'll find a way where she can keep visiting so they can keep seeing each other. Assuming, the door doesn't get destroyed again.
Mm-hmm. Though who knows, maybe the Day of Unity might wind up being a positive thing in sort of a way.
I mean, if it does what happened at the end of Star vs. Forces of Evil, that means they will be able to seamlessly visit each other in each other's worlds.
And be able to use magic.
Yeah, so that would be a good thing, ultimately. But at the same time, I feel like it might not be that simple. I'll be honest, I never really cared for the ending of Star, because it's like, that just seemed way too convenient a solution.
It's like, I kind of wanted that to happen, but they just made everything kind of wrap up so quickly and unsatisfyingly. The ending kind of got lost in the mire of it all.
The problem with that is that there's too many, what ifs, like, how is this gonna work? Like, think about it, the Boiling Isles, a human like Luz, she almost gets, eaten, once a week or something. So imagine, a bunch of humans stuck next to a bunch of monsters. I feel like that'd be a little bit too much of a risk. There's a lot of, connotations as to what might happen if they go that route. And again, we'll deal with that later down the line if it does happen. Interesting to see that, her magic comes out when she does the guitar. And given how good she plays, given how strong her magic is, I kind of wonder why she didn't join the Bard Coven, or at least was training to be a bard.
I don't think she wanted to be tied down to just one thing.
I know, but I mean, while she was learning in school, she was in the potions tract, and we've seen that, she is good at making potions and stuff. I'm just surprised, given her natural talent with the guitar and everything, and we've seen how powerful her magic is, that she wouldn't try to initially train to be a bard. If anything, it seems like her and Rain kind of, went in opposite direction, based on their personalities anyway, because, Ida, as we know, is, the showman. She's good at, showing off and performing and everything, and putting herself out there, and yet she'd rather just hang back and just sell simple wares and make potions and stuff, whereas, Rain is, totally tongue-tied whenever it comes to just speaking publicly and is so shy, and yet they're able to perform this really powerful magic, and they want to even do more than that. They want to lead a rebellion on top of that. It's talk about opposites. It understands why they're drawn toward each other.
Yeah, and I mean, who's to say what would have happened if Ida hadn't been cursed? What kind of direction both of their lives would have gone in?
Yeah, I mean, I know she gave up wanting to be in the Emperor's Coven just because she wanted to give her sister the shot. I imagine if she hadn't been cursed, maybe she would have gone that route, because it seemed like she was rather happy performing alongside Rain, and I mean, they did make good music together. And you gotta love, their sort of unspoken crush between them. And it's not just one-sided, too, it's both of them.
Yep.
Which makes me wonder, why didn't you two... Unless there's more to that.
I think there's more to that.
Yeah, because, initially when she showed up, Rain didn't seem all that happy to, see her. Or at least didn't want her knowing what she was doing in the shadows.
I'm gonna guess, given that she's known in the Coven heads, that might have been a point of contention between them.
It's possible, or maybe having Ida around would have been too much of a red flag or something. At that point, they didn't think it would be a good idea to, have her draw attention to them too much. Rain especially is an interesting character. I've never seen someone so conflicting in personality and conviction. It's like what they say, never underestimate the quiet ones, because they could either secretly be really passionate about something or secretly be psychopaths. It's you have no clue, and they surprise you more than anything.
It's always the quiet ones.
I just love how essentially Rain was Batman and had their own Bat family following them around.
I'm the night.
They just need their own bat signal. And interesting, we saw two of the Coven leaders. I guess the way their powers is the peak you can hope to achieve in terms of learning that specialized skill. I thought the abomination magic was pretty damn impressive, because the way they made it seem, it's you can create sentient creatures to do your bidding. It's okay, you really need an entire track for that? How is that really considered so special? But now you see the full scope of what they can do. They can, transform. They can turn into Clayface. They can teleport people. Some of that shit was rather scary, what that guy was able to do.
What's his name's even telling Kikimora, and tell Amity's father he's a hack.
I I mean, to be fair, we've seen him and his father mostly use the abominations as weapons and has added things onto them to enhance their abilities. I guess that's the point of contention, is that he's focusing more on outside sources to power up abominations as opposed to his own innate magic. I can see where the conflict would be with that. And then the head of the Beast Coven, that was pretty sick too. They basically go into like beast mode and they can summon other beasts and basically go all feral and everything, and even track people like with deep innate senses. It's like, wow. I'm actually excited now to see what the other Coven heads can do, because we've already seen a good number of what certain people from certain tracks can do, but I'm just wondering when they get to peak level, just how powerful they can be. Now I'm scared for Rain.
Yeah.
Like, I almost had hope that Rain would manage to escape and like stay under the radar, but nope. And it makes sense that, you know, they wouldn't want to petrify them, because petrifying a Coven head leader, that would look bad on them. Yeah, that would look really bad on them, even if they were a traitor, even if they tried to spin it that way. Rain's basically going to be mind-controlled from here on out. That sucks. I'm just wondering, you know, what would have happened exactly if Ida kept going with the song? Would they have killed themselves?
I think so. I really think so.
So they were really willing to go that way just to stop the Coven leaders? I'm like, I question that plan.
Especially given you are only getting rid of 2 of them.
Like, I know he probably needs all of the Coven leaders to make his plan work, but it's like, Rain technically took over for the first Bard head. Who's to say they don't have another person like lined up that couldn't just easily take over the position? This is a very short-term solution, if you would even call it a solution. This is like a needless sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like, I expected them to sort of maybe do the magic long enough to, like, disarm them. Like, long enough for them to get away. And the fact that they were going to go all out, actually killing them and themselves in the process, it's like, dude, no, come on, that's stupid. Yeah. Don't do that.
Honestly, I think this was like a last-second desperation move. They got ambushed. The rest of the group got sent to the conformatorium, and you know they were all alone. They were being hunted.
And they're rounding up people big time now. Yeah. Like before, it was like once in a while you hear about someone being rebellious, but now it's like they're actively seeking out these people. From what they said the plan was, is that they were planning to gather everyone, assuming that everybody had magic and was dedicated to a coven, and that they would suck out their magic all at once in order to power up the door. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen. What happens though when he does that? Is everyone just going to be powerless? Are they going to die? Because the magic bile is like part of like their innards. I'm just wondering what happens when that's sucked dry. I mean, Ida almost probably would have perished from her curse if like she hadn't fully gone into beast mode, I'm guessing. So much dark intent. It's like, ugh. And meanwhile, we've hit a snag with the progression with Luce trying to find info to get home. Because the poor little mouse not only is not coughing up the info, but now has to worry about Hooty friggin' eating it.
Frickin' Hooty.
Oh my god, Hooty. Why would you do that? You should know by now why she's keeping this mouse around.
Hooty gonna Hooty.
I love how he's become, like, extra clingy now, like, ever since Lilith left. It's like, I feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's like, Hooty, just fuck off, please. We have important stuff going on.
Sit on my shoulders! You have no shoulders!
We're actually going to focus on Hooty in the next episode, right?
Knock, knock, knocking on Hooty's door is our next episode.
Yeah, maybe we'll finally get an explanation for what the hell Hooty is, how he can do what he does, and, like, his whole deal. Because I've been wondering about that, and at first you thought you were going to get the information from Gus when he said, oh, he wanted to interview Hooty for, like, his person of interest, but of course Hooty just, you know, meanders about.
Yeah.
Just
Hooty just giving his, you know...
hooting around.
my first word was hoot. My second word was hoot hoot.
I'm interested to see if they'll keep that continuity of flashbacks.
I was born on a Monday.
Yeah, there was like so much good stuff that happened in this. So much great like personal relationship between Ida and Rain. We got to see so much info on the Coven head. We saw King's dad. It's just, I look forward to what's going to happen in the next one. Especially if we're going to be focusing on Hooty like I hope we are.
It's like we're getting everything on these other characters. And meanwhile, Hooty's still going unknown. I want to dig up the dirt.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get it.
I want to know what's inside the house, but I don't want Hooty to come off the house again and show his innards.
Ugh.
I just want, I want the inside story, but not that inside story.
Well, hopefully next time when we dive deep into the depths of Hooty, I'm Kat McBerry.
I'm Doug McBerry. When you find you've got the music in you.
The music in you.